Hello? Art is a little draining. It's like emptying your something. Soul? Maybe it's like emptying your soul. What to do? Finally found the music I was looking for. And it's German. In Kabbalah and Judaism, they have this thing called the Tree of Life. I started looking into it like 7 years ago from a depth psychology point of view. Like there's aspects of it that are, I mean, there's kind of just like astrology, right? Like you have these, I think I'll probably pronounce it wrong, Sefirot, something like that. They symbolize them as circles. And then those circles are all connected with each other with branches, and then all the branches have meanings and Hebrew letters and words that represent them. The Sefirot have the same, and of course in Hebrew every letter has a meaning. Every letter has masculine, feminine, and I think every letter has a number. I can't remember. It's one of the things like about Jewish people. They don't just go deep. They go really, really, really complex too. But it's hard to grasp. But I was trying to make a connection with the tree of life and that memory I healed. I think there's a connection. Oh, look at that. There's a guy coming out of the dark, reaching out for a female woman or something. Maybe it's a mermaid. I kind of grabbed an idea that I like about it. So I think the Sefirot, I think the first thing about the tree of life is you can't look at it 2D, you can't look at it in 2 dimensions, and you can't look at it in 3 dimensions either. And even though it's impossible, because we don't know what the 4th dimension would be, we have to try to look at it in the 4th dimension, because that gives us the humility needed to see it differently. Like, it removes expectations of reality and strongly introduces the unknown into our ability to see and understand things. So I started doing that like a couple weeks ago. And who knows, maybe that was part of this healing, you know? But listen, because we'll get into it. So as best as you can, just try to picture the Sefirot. You'll have to Google it, and you'll probably have to read it and study it a little bit to get what I'm trying to lay down. But every Sefirot, I'm going to Google that in case I'm saying it wrong. I want to be a knucklehead. Sefirot, see? Sefirot. So the Sefirot have meaning like law and order, justice, compassion, forgiveness, love, all that stuff. They all tend to be positive meanings, which I gotta figure out. I think there's got to be a tree of life of the dark side with its own Sefirot, but with things like arrogance and ego, pride, fear, dishonesty, stuff like that. There has to be a counter to that. But with the assumption that Kabbalah is trying to teach us something about about life with the Tree of Life. I started approaching it with openness and, like I said, that place of unknownness. I found a really good guy on YouTube too that talks about it in a way that is beyond, the newspaper clipping description of, how there's horoscope in newspapers and they're just, oh, you will meet someone. Say, well, yeah, I meet someone every day. This guy approaches it from depth psychology, Hermetic Kabbalah, which is a form of Kabbalah built around Hermes the Thrice Great, I think. He's a weird read. That guy's a trip. But like, to me, Hermetic and alchemy, spiritual alchemy, are really related. But anyway, that stuff starts getting out there. So after all of that, studying for a couple weeks, and then that memory stuff, this weekend I started seeing the Tree of Life. Like, let's say the father, capital F, father and mother, let's just say father and mother to make everyone happy. What if they are the light? And let's say, bringing it back to this dimension, that they are white light, which is light that has all the colors in it. And as people, we are created in the image of Father and Mother, which means our very essence, who we really, 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 really are, is also white light. Right? Or Atman. Let's pretend our Atman is white light. Let's pretend that the ocean and the wave, we are like the ocean and the wave. God's like the ocean and the wave. So in this instance, it's the light. Same concept, though. And then, leaving aside of why the hell we're in this material realm, who knows? I'm not touching that. But we are. This is where we're at. Acceptance is the key, they say. What if the Sefirot are like, they're all different prisms that take the white light like when the white light goes through it, it shines a different color, because that's what prisms do, right? Or crystals or whatever. And therefore, like for me, in Kabbalah, I am a Leo. So what's my, I think I have Av. That's the name of the month I was built in. I should have had that pulled up. I will. I'll do it. I'll do it. Yes, Sid? I just want a simple, fast answer. I'm upset. Anyway, two of mine. One is all about law and order, like judgment is one of them. And then I think the other one is love. So if those two prisms express, those are the colors they express, is love and, let's just say love and law and order. Then the white light shines through that, and then those become the main colors of my personality in this life, material world. And in Kabbalah, they kind of they believe in reincarnation in their own way. So, like, because we're all learning, we just continue to learn. So in the ideal circumstance, I'll have a very strong influence in those two Sefirot, law and love. Which frankly, if you get into the Old Testament, you need to live between law and love to enter the temple of God, right? Like, it has to be a good balance of those two things. So that's how I'm seeing the tree of life now. And then if there's trauma in youth, or whenever, which for some reason's a part of life, it's like throwing dirt on the Sephirah, or somehow distorting the glass of it so that it's warped, and then when it comes out into this world, the white light and those colors, it gets distorted. And when there becomes judgment in the sake of justice, it gets distorted into judgment for the sake of separation, right? And then maybe instead of the color of love and compassion towards others, it gets distorted into since I'm a Leo, I tend to be, when I'm negative, it's more narcissistic than most people. So it'd be love for others would get distorted into love for self, like over love for self, grandiosity, arrogance, that kind of stuff. And then I think also, I don't know what the branches do yet. I don't know how those bridges between the Sefirot connect personality yet. But I watched a video too about each Sefirot has its own delusion or illusion that accompanies it. And that's also part of our growth. And learning in this realm is to transcend those illusions and delusions. And then that starts getting into, you can start injecting, like Jungian archetypes into them as well, which is over my head right now. But I'm going to keep chewing on it. I always look for stuff I don't understand so I can chew on it. Just keep thinking about it. Isn't that weird? I think it's weird. And that is mostly what I wanted to talk about in this session. So we're gonna turn everything down. Bye.